Today I'm going to review this movie. It's called The International. And if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Let me say it first up, because I'm going to talk some intricate details about the movie. There are plot spoilers and things like that. Well, International is a movie directed by Tom Tykwer. If you know him, you would know that his breakout film was Run Lola Run, which was amazing. I had seen it in a film festival in Delhi a couple of years back. The lead actor in this movie is Clive Owen, who plays the role of Louis Salinger, and the female lead is Naomi Watts. And both of them work in Interpol, and the film, as you would know, if you have seen some trailers or if you've read something about it, is about a bank. And this is a very dubious kind of a bank. The basic plot is that this bank indulges in arms trading. Apparently it's a bank, but it gives funding and arms to various fighting groups and terrorist organizations all over the world, from Asia to Africa to wherever. And these two guys, Clive Owen and Naomi Watts, they are chasing somebody from the bank who wants to give them the dark secret of the bank. But of course there are a lot of problems, hindrances before they can actually nab the criminal, the main guy who is running this bank. So there's the basic plot of the story. But this is not a very simple film. This is not your run-of-the-mill formulaic film. In a sense, I find it to be a film which can be called your anti-Bond film. This is a thriller, definitely. A lot of action, chase sequences. The film takes you to different territories and different countries. It has been shot very well. But all along, like in a James Bond movie, James Bond works for the British intelligence agency, and he has a license to kill, and he kills the bad guys and solves the problems and saves the world. But here, this guy is grappling with something which is not easily tackled. And if you go to the end of the movie, you will see that there is no actual resolution to the problem. And that's why this movie becomes very interesting and important for me as a viewer, because it exposes a certain truth that is there in the international monetary system. And if you read people who research the international monetary systems, then you will see that what the movie is trying to say is very, very important, especially in these times when so many banks have failed and the monetary system is crumbling down, and China is crying for a new currency system. All these things make this film important. Also, in terms of performances, Clive Owen, I like him a lot. He has done very well. And there are certain characters and certain dialogues in the movie which are really very interesting. For example, one of the dialogues that often quoted by the reviewers here is like, sometimes you meet your destiny on the road that you took to avoid it. And also there is this subplot about this Italian magnate where he's standing up for political elections. And there he tells him something very interesting, that these banks, like the bank in the question, they control your money, they control your government, they control your life, and everybody has to pay. And he also says that the banks are not about money, they are about debt. If you control a country's debt, you can control that country's policies, no matter who governs the country. Similarly, at an individual level, if a bank is able to control your debts, the bank will be able to control your life as well. So this is what is happening in truth also. It's not just about the bank, the international. It is happening in a large number of people in the world now. And I guess this problem will keep on increasing. That's why the governments in many countries have become wary of this, and they are advising their citizens to spend according to their means. which is a very wise thing to say. But in real life, it doesn't happen. The human weakness of greed is there. The human weakness of peer pressure. All these things make him spend more and more, take credit, and get into the debt trap. Countries do it because of sometimes corrupt governments, sometimes of necessity, sometimes an honest government comes after a corrupt government and they have to do it. So there's no way out. I'm glad that somebody like Tom Tykwer has taken this cause and made an interesting thriller around this movie. The only disappointing part probably you'll find is the ending as a thriller. The ending is not very common, even though the bad guy is finally finished, but there is still not a closure to the problem, because before this guy dies, he says that, even if you kill me, somebody else will take my place, and these things will continue. Because everybody in the world, all the powerful people, all the powerful governments involved in this arms trading, in this funding of terrorism, terrorist organizations, and pitting one group against another and exploiting countries and people. Any names, he says that like countries like China, the CIA, Israel, you name it, all the big powerful countries are involved in this. So how are you going to stop it? End credits come, you see that somebody else has become the CEO and the bank is continuing its work. So that's why I'm calling it an Andy Bond film, because even though it's a thriller, there are chase sequences, the story moves from country to country, there's no final resolution to the problem. The bad guys continue, the bad work goes on. And that is a very realistic portrayal of the situation, and I give full marks to Tom Tykwer for making this movie.